Can't afford it, take out a loan. Well, that's what I'm doing.
So Heather, how have things been going for you recently? Tell me a little bit about that.
Pretty good. Right now I have a situation, I suppose, that I'm involved in this small group, and it's a Bible study group, but well, it's been going all semester, and so far we've only really met once, and it's supposed to meet every Tuesday, and part of that would, part of it I've been, gone fall break or Oprah or things like that, but I don't enjoy the group at all. As much as I can judge from one time, and I want to just say I don't have time for this, and I can't do this anymore. But the person that's kind of leading the group that kind of got it together, every time I go to talk to her, she makes me feel so guilty about it that I can't just say, because I feel like I'm letting her down. Like if I call her to tell her I'm not going to be there tomorrow, because there's only 4 of us in the group, so if one person isn't there or something, it makes a big difference. Of course, I've never met the 4th person because she's never been there, but when I call, she just gives this big sigh and is like, okay, like I'm really letting her down, and I don't feel like I can drop out of the group, I guess, if you want to call it that.
Maybe it sounds like there's kind of a conflict going on, that you're not really getting much out of the group as you'd like to be, and your logic would be to just leave it, but at the same time, the leader of this group is maybe making you feel a little guilty, and so that's what's making you stay. Is that kind of the conflict that you're having? Yeah, and like yesterday, we were going to meet, and so I went and I waited for 15 minutes and nobody showed up. And I had just talked to her the day before, and so I went back to my room and I was very determined, and I told Shelley, I'm never going again, and that's great because I have a reason to not go again because it just isn't working out. And then, like 30 minutes later, the leader of the group called me back, and she's like, I'm so sorry, I was at a meeting and I was giving a speech and they kept me over and I couldn't get out, and I was like, oh, well, that's okay. But it's really not. But it really wasn't.
Yeah, I feel such a sense of commitment and loyalty that I don't want to let other people down, and I can't get out of situations like that, even when it's something that it doesn't really matter, probably. I just don't feel like I can do that.
You say situations like that, it sounds like this isn't the only situation that you have trouble maybe saying no to, or something like that. Is that kind of a feeling that you have?
Yeah. Nothing necessarily right now going on, but yeah, I do have, once I've said something, committed to something, even if it's just a menial thing, I don't feel like I don't want to let other people down, and that goes into a lot of areas of my life.
And when you do, you feel guilty about it, huh?
I do.
You feel like you should not cancel things like that, or not. Maybe you should maybe please them as much as you possibly can. And when you can't do that, it makes you feel guilty, maybe.
Yeah. And sometimes I know that it's not that big of a deal, and I shouldn't feel bad about it, but I do, and it frustrates me also when other people say, well, I'll be there, and then they're not. And I just don't want to be that way. I don't want to come across as that way to other people. So
kind of like, you know how you feel when people do that to you, and so you don't want other people to think the same thoughts that you do. I can kind of understand what you're trying to say there. Yeah. I'm wondering about just your overall, when you're saying to yourself, this is silly, but at the same time you're having these guilt feelings. Do you end up just going through and doing, giving in? Do you feel? And what do you think about that? How do you feel about that?
Well, it's frustrating because I don't know. I want to just be able to, you know, if it's not going to work out, just say forget it. But it's the feeling of letting other people down, the feeling of being guilty and you know, having to find somebody to replace me or.
But it's not just. I mean, you have guilty feelings, but at the same time, by having them, it makes you frustrated with yourself. Does it make you frustrated with the other people, or do you just kind of direct that to yourself? Are you frustrated?
No, I get frustrated with them too, but a lot with myself because I feel like, well, other people probably don't feel this way. Why does it bother me so much?